Oh, I tend to do it through my actual game. I just turn the audio down. It's live. You need to just include your audio. Away we go. Turn everything on. And oh, Ferrari's already straight lined it. David runs wide at turn 1. They come through up the hill through 2 and 3. McLaren leading the way 1 and 2. A lot of lag going on at the minute. I don't know if that's my problem or their problem. David's all over the shot. Overall. Yeah. I don't know how bad. How's the engine audio on? Oh, McLaren's have touched. Zakiman is around. David's up to the lead of the race. He's very laggy. I'm trying to figure out if my audio's right, and dance is off. How is the audio relative to the engines? Oh, let me just turn it up. Oh, there's a lot going on, but I'm busy trying to sort out settings. This is what happens when the stream is very last minute. No. No, I can't hear you in there. I will try and fix that. Audio's other settings. Turn up that. Party audio on. Now it should work. Now I should be a bit louder and you should be heard.
Yes. Now I'll be heard. Okay, thank you. So, alright, so we're here. Sorry for the inconveniences, but Twitch decided to change everything. Anyway, what happened? Well, lots of things went on. What we can see from now is that Danny Boy and David both DNF, as Apollo now makes it past Siberia. However, Zakiman and Dan Super both started in first and second, so front row look out for McLaren, and they are now in third and seventh respectively. That brings Jamie and Mikkel to the first place, as Jamie starts the series of 3-second time penalties, as he's the first one to get a 3-second time penalty for track limits at the last few corners. Meanwhile, he sets off with the fastest time, as well as Dan Super now claims the fastest time. 1:28.610. That's another retirement from Siberia Ante, who retires at the end of the first hairpin in Sec 2. Actually, he retires on track. Never mind.
Yeah.
Lewis pits. Looks like most people started on mediums, only Zakiman on hards, and Lewis got wind damage, so he had to pit, as well as Brendan and Apollo pit later. And oh, Postman spun as well. Exit up turn 2. He got disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane.
Oh, that happened in qualifying. If you spin and are slightly across the pit lane, it will disqualify you.
We all love this game.
On Sinister.
Well, and that's also the same spot where David crashed last lane. Let's review, I guess.
It's going to be going for a move, I believe, into the long left-hander. Down the inside of the Aston Martin. Still side by side. And they're still going to be battling it out down towards the next couple of corners. I'm very unprepared, so I don't know what numbers they are.
Melaka decides to let him go. What I wanted to note is that both Real Pixel and Monkey have gained 6 places from the start, whereas our losers of the start as Hugo spun.
Has spun.
Yeah. the losers from the start are pretty much Zakiman. It's Zakiman who basically started first. Now he's in 5th place. The only one on hard is Milakos. Looks still to be close to him. Brandon, meanwhile, passes lap 128.127 as he makes it past his academy mate. Will there be any team orders despite it being a prison testing session?
I wouldn't think there would be any because there's nothing on the line. It's just some friendly competition to warm up for the season ahead.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll ride more with Hugo. We'll try and get back past Brandon. I think we're too far away. Yeah, too far
As
away.
right now, of course, we didn't have many people pit, but a few because due to wind damage that's Lewis, Brandon, and Apollo. We're gonna see what strategies those people test today. Those drivers test because it's gonna be quite a good way to see which strategy is the winning one for round 1. Oh, and Apollo just spun. So it looks like Dan Super is catching up to Mikhail, who is also catching up to Jimmy. We have a fight for the win here in the top 3. Jimmy will still be lowest and being after a second and Brendan, but from the same academy. Meanwhile, Dan Super and Mikhail both with the S open. Apollo spins again the exit of the second hairpin in sector 3. Looks like both Nickel and then Super are staying behind because not much time to go for a move. But they will still only look for one later on. Then Super is still below the second, so he could try one anytime if he's close enough. Hugo meanwhile is catching up rapidly to Brandon. I wonder if he will actually overtake them, if he will stay behind. Follow meanwhile pits probably wind damage. No, he just doesn't retire but just leaves the session there. And Hugo does go for the move on the inside. Brandon's still staying a bit.
Mick's had an incident, I believe. I hadn't noticed that. I was looking at following the
Oh
pits.
yeah,
Mick
he did.
is into the pits. He's got a broken wing, and Monkey has gone round as well. He's off across the grass. Mick had a broken front wing, so I reckon he's had a spin through that bridge section.
Yeah, probably. As Dan Super now goes on to the hunt for the first place and get back. Actually, McLaren did quite a good job here. They go back in second and third places because we haven't seen any pit stops from those guys yet. But they're about to get back into this one too they got in quali. Oh, quite a good job right now in the McLaren boys. Even though Pilakers is catching up. Still not that far away. Yeah, he was close earlier. We'll have to see if we can still try and catch up.
Monkey do going down the inside of Real Pixel into this game. Gets through in the Alfa Romeo. Nice move under brake.
Pixel trying to get the best exit they can get. Yes, wide open. He activated later. He does gain a bit, but not as much, and he stays back for the moment.
Monkey went a bit deep, but I think he will have got away with that, and he will look to try and break the DRS as quick as he can. Hugo's got back through on Brandon after the earliest spin from the Red Bull driver.
When he goes a bit wide, Rear Pixel will carries him a bit to hundredths, I guess.
And while there's not a lot going on, thank you very much to the sponsors of the league. And we will shout you all out because without them there would be no prize pool and likely no league. So thank you to Racetrack Art, racetracks are, sorry, RCS GFX, 60 Iconic, Reaction Time F1 Podcast, Mopush USA, David Racing, who is not racing anymore, he's in 13th and DNF, F1WL, Grid Finder, Superfan Racing, High Caliber Apparel, Pit Stop Prizes, Ligaro Motorsports, and Formula Rings. Thank you very much to all of those people who are supplying the prize pool for the entire league this season.
Me out because, as you said, we wouldn't get those prizes otherwise. Michael Miwa quit once again.
I
find
believe
myself
has
in 10th
calmed down a
place.
bit. Not super struggling to keep with, you know. Let's get a bit of information up on the screen. Zakiman is the only one on the hard tyres still. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, and I reckon those hards will be
Monkey's
able
round.
to go. Oh,
Monkey's gone off at turn 2 and he needs to get a move on.
lots of drivers actually going wide at the exit of turn 2, and also Hugo. Lots of drivers getting caught at the exit of turn 2.
Might see a battle here. Lewis will try and capitalise while Monkey's tyres are warm and he's out of the rhythm after that spin.
He's got his academy mate in front as well, so this looks like Checo on Hamilton in 2021. So I reckon Zakiman is going to go a bit longer. Probably the mediums are gonna have to pit quite soon. Zakiman is gonna be able to go a bit longer, but he will have to pit someone. And meanwhile, Lewis goes for the move on the inside on Monkey. Brand claims the 8th place for now. Monkey goes a bit wide onto the exit and also the entry of the next corner. Oh, and Hugo had a massive spin that almost caught Lewis in the process.
And Monkey ran
Monkey
the outside
going for it on the outside, yeah. He gets 3 seconds time penalty. For track limits, you saw he went a bit wide. Now Lewis will have another chance. Yeah, he does have another chance as they collide.
It sent Monkey round. He will try and recover.
That's the second time.
And Hugo goes back through.
Luckily, Monkey lost both places now. Oh, Mikkel. New tyres. New fastest lap. 127.842 on new mediums. Because we're gonna see whether Mikkel will be actually able to perhaps gain some places back in those double pit stops he's made.
Don't think his tyres will be able to go to the end of the race. The mediums drop off significantly around
He's
13.
currently 21. Oh, Monkey Run going on the outside, and Hugo. There's tricky corner. If you take, oh, indeed it is tricky. He sent Hugo spinning there as they made contact. We're saying if you take it on the inside and you stay on the inside, you could spin.
There's a horrible bump that's caught out a lot of drivers over practicing and this test weekend. It caught me out.
That's a good practice for round 1. I'll let Mikkel reduce the gap from 22 seconds, if I'm not wrong, to 11. As Hugo pits now, he probably got wind damage. But also pits right in time as it's lap 10. He goes on to hards.
as the race has calmed down quite a bit now, but it will be back as exciting as it has been because pit stop window opens in about 1 or 2 laps time, so expect to see those medium tyre runners peeling off into pit lane.
So as it stands, Nicola is 1 minute and 14 behind the leader, so he's not going to be able to catch up onto the top 3, but probably he's going to be able to gain a few more places. I think he's 19 seconds behind Monkey. Also, just note that Monkey do have a penalty for track limits, so that's going to count at the end of the race, and we'll see how that will shape the final results. Despite them only being precision testing, you're gonna see if round one is gonna be, have a little bit more action or not. Brendan Newell, yeah,
We will try and use the DRS to get past Williams' driver and up into P5.
he opens gas wide. Gets all the slipstream he can, using all the ice he's got as well, and he gets the place even before the corner. Now, Real Pixel having 77% of the ice left, will surely go for the attack here. Not using any ice, now he is. He now can probably fight it back as Jimmy pits. Jimmy is the first one to pit. He could try another cut here on Dansup from Zakiman. That depends on how fast his pit stop will be. Hard he goes for.
I wonder, he would probably come out very close to Zakiman. So then there might be a bit of a team game, because Dance is only a couple of seconds behind him. If Zaki can hold Jimmy...
Billickers also pit. That was quite a good move from the Aston Martin boys. They didn't actually double stack. They were quite far behind each other. And Billickers goes with another set to mediums.
Really? I don't know what that strategy is.
He may be trying to go on hards next or on softs.
But the softs die very quickly.
Yeah,
they only really last about 4 laps. So
although they could help you in the case there's a safety car at the end. But that's the only case, I guess.
I don't understand that, but we'll see how
Also,
it goes. It'll be fast.
there hasn't been a safety car since the race started.
No, we've had 4
Quite weird.
DNFs and no safety
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, quite weird. I just want to check quickly. You know. Safety car isn't standard and none has come out. Safety car is actually standard. It's crazy because usually you see lots of safety cars coming out, but it looks
It's
like
supposed
it's
to be
the
on the
standard
news.
safety car. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've just seen it in general. David's calling Nick out on it.
Also,
I've
Dan
seen Nick
Super
post
pit
it.
for hards. Real Pixels now pitting as well. Jimmy got the place in Dan Super. Now it's time to see if Jimmy could get the place in Zakiman too. And I would assume he can. He's 3 seconds behind him. Real Pixels pits for hards, and he's also
It's
got wing
changing the front
damage.
wing.
So he will come out in front of Michael behind Billickers. And also Dan Super now got 3 seconds as well for track limits. People haven't pit yet. Zachman, Brendan, Lewis, Apollo. Apollo did pit, but he's still getting a bit wet on the mediums now, and Michael. But the rest all have pit. And they're probably going to the end at this point. Except Billickers, who may be looking to go into the softs, but we'll see.
Not a lot is going on at the minute, but Jimmy is catching Zakiman, so could we see Zaki try and help his teammate out by holding up the Aston Martin driver?
And now he did set us up over sector 3 as he crossed the line. So he could set a fast lap, even though if I'm not mistaken, the fast lap is set by a medium runner. So yeah.
I would presume from watching this race that Dance potentially has more of a qualifying based setup, because he seems to have very good pace on new tyres but drops off rather quickly.
Well, yeah. Also, again, sorry for the inconveniences during qualifying. You were not able to see the qualifying stage of this precision testing. Though, as I said, I just discovered that Twitch changed the way we can stream. We can only stream from Capture and Share tab on Xbox, and not from the app anymore. Now Jimmy is below a second on Zakiman, so he will probably try for the overtake really soon. He is also having quite some connection issues right now. He's lagging quite a bit. Oh, and we have a spin from Brandon and a full wing damage.
But Jimmy, right up the back of Zakiman, can't get moved on into turn 1. Very laggy from the Aston Martin.
Brandon gets 3 seconds meanwhile. Due to the damage, gonna get taken by both Lewis and Milakas, and perhaps Real Pixel.
Jimmy almost hit the back of Zakiman there.
Yeah. Well, that tends to catch up a bit. Second trying to be really close though.
Left it very late to pull out the slipstream, did Jimmy, but the move is done. And Zakiman fight back, takes a lot of curb, bobbles off wide. He's off the road. And that is going to put pace.
Brandon is getting dropped to P8 due to that wind damage. That will have probably ruined his race, I would say. But nothing is certain until the end, so...
Lewis batting sinister.
Feel like it's going for it, that the inside. Lewis forced to take a bit of the curb there. Getting a bit of a disadvantage at the exit, but he's got GIS, and now he can use those to try and fight it back. Onto the outside, he takes the switchback, which is not effective in this corner. It's going too much on the inside can lead you to spin, as I said previously.
And he did
have yeah, you have to think about it. Yeah.
Meanwhile, McLarens are battling away. I'm guessing Dance will get the DRS and then Zakiman will just step out the way. There's no reason for them to fight each other. Completely different strategies at this stage in the race. And yes, Zakiman pulls up to the side. Yeah. Dance will breeze past.
At least this is getting to the pits. Will get dropped to possibly could possibly be behind his teammate.
I think he'll be right between Mick and Brandon. Yeah, I think he will fill that gap.
Let's see.
Brandon, see where he comes out.
And he will be really close between those.
And Lewis just behind.
Yeah. Right behind his teammate. All the pits as well now, being on 10 lap, all mediums. Going for his second stop today. Actually, it's it. He's second. Oh well.
In AR mode.
Well, the best strategy then, I guess. Zakiman also
fastest lap of the race.
Yeah. That was then 137.701.
Lewis not close enough to do anything about Brandon, but maybe once his tyres are up to temperature he will have more grip.
Now is on fresh mediums, and now he could technically, despite Jimmy and Vince were being on fresh tires still. The
What
mediums will
I've
get a bit more wall, so
what I found from doing some tyre strategy testing, Zakman will probably gain around 7 or 8 seconds through having the new mediums compared to the slightly worn hards, but that's not going to be enough to try and catch the two in front.
so you could really gain if he manages to get below 3 seconds. Once Real Pixel got 3 seconds, 3 seconds to go for track limits.
Dance has just taken a big chunk out of Jimmy's gap, so I wonder if there was a mistake from the Aston Martin driver. I'm still riding Gordon Lewis, but he's not going to be close enough to look towards the front of the field. And Dance now right on the edge of that DRS detection, 4/10 away from getting the benefit of the open rear wing, reduce drag down the straights, and help boost the top speed to try and make an overtake. Needs to find a little bit more time. And Dance has gone off wide through the chicane. Why is there an echo? Let me try and fix that.
He then still trying his hardest to catch up to Jimmy as the equal on penalties. So it's all about track position here when they cross the line. Still lap 18 out 29. 11 laps left. So not quite a lot of time. And we'll see if anything else happens during this race as he's getting a lot in sector 3 right now.
Yeah, into the DRS range critically.
I mean, looks to be having quite some moments. Oh, answer there, hit the barrier. Oh,
Jimmy with a snapper oversteer.
yeah, Jimmy
Very
has this
laggy.
problem with connections that you don't actually know where he actually is.
And he's back past Dance, but I'm not sure what they can see on their screens compared to ours. Zakiman goes faster with a 127.049. About 7/10 clear of the old fastest lap on the new medium tyres. Dance looks to the inside, can't make it work. He will be patient, wait another lap, or maybe just until this next straight.
Both burning ES as we speak, but Dan Super has an additional advantage with DRS. He goes into the outside now, but the next corner they're still side by side. And Jimmy
Dance will stick
holds
it
it
out.
down. Yeah. Takes the first place at the moment. Oh, when Jimmy goes really wide at the entry and exit of the next corner. Meanwhile, Brendan has managed to catch up on Mikkel, who's on 12 lap old mediums, and Lewis also is not far from his teammate. And Brendan also has quite a lot of EIS to use still. And he's not using any of that right now.
So Brandon will not get past him. We'll look back. Jimmy, half a second behind Dance, will get DRS. Did we see another change for the lead?
Jimmy is going
so much speed
back
differential.
again at Dan Super. Goes on to the... Actually, no, he does get the move down before the corner. But it's Dan Super who has the IS once again now. Does have some additional EIS to use compared to Jimmy's.
Will we see something different from Jimmy this time in his defence? And Dance couldn't get alongside.
Ooh.
Hugo has spun. But rejoins.
Yeah.
And Dance has got an overlap on the exit of the corner. He's ahead of the Aston Martin. Oh, they've
Oh,
touched.
they make a bit of contact. They're still side by side here.
Very close racing between the
Oh,
pair.
we have a spin. Another spin. That's Monkey Deep Run at the exit of turn 2 once again. He's rejoining track
Third time
behind,
he's spun at that same
actually
corner.
ahead of Hugo.
Meanwhile,
Hugo
Brandon
going.
and Mick have gone side by side.
Move.
Now Brandon ahead of the Mercedes.
It's
And
pretty close
Lewis
to him.
looking to also pass. He has much more battery than Mick.
Right, Hugo and Monkey Deep Run also fighting there after Monkey had that spin.
Oh, Lewis almost hit
Lewis.
the back of Mick there.
Yeah. He's
But
doing
he
the
got
same thing that Dan Super did
much
earlier.
better exit, but can't quite
Oh,
stick it on the outside.
Mikkel is ahead.
Look back to the front. Jimmy going to cruise past Dance again. But Dance will once again have the second dose of DRS. It's a repeat of
Oh,
last
and he
time.
goes through.
There's ghosting.
Goes
I think there's a
through
bit of
Dance.
lag going on. Dance
Hugo
goes
gets
through
3 seconds.
Jimmy now to the outside. Very laggy. But back through goes the Aston Martin driver. Zakiman is closing greatly. He's reduced it by about 3 seconds in 2 laps. But that's not going to be anywhere near enough to reach this battle by the end of the race. Look back to the Lewis versus Mick battle as they come onto the main, well, to the first DRS straight. Yeah, now we're looking past Mercedes. The inside, I think he might be past before they even make it to the corner. Yes, he is. And Mick fight back on the exit. Lewis
When he
goes in
tries to
deep.
get advantage of the switch back here.
Lewis went deep and that has cost him momentum on the exit. Mick back alongside as they come down towards the long left-hander.
This is also losing Lewis potential time. And also, he goes a bit on too much into the inside there. But this is costing Lewis a lot in terms of tire wear. The longer you battle someone, the harsher it becomes for your tires to actually survive.
And Dance still stuck behind Jimmy. He'll get the next lot of DRS now as they come down the second straight, but can't get past the Aston Martin. So maybe he's overused the tyres and now hasn't got the grip to get an overtake. Jimmy runs a bit wide. Could that give incentive to Dance? The current driver. Nothing happening through the final sector.
Meanwhile, Mikkel and Lewis back at it again. Lewis trying to gain the place of Mikkel once again. He actually waits this time. He wants the DRS onto the second DRS zone.
Opens up the
Trying
rear
his
wing.
best now.
He'll try and go through. Surely.
Goes up on
third
the
time
inside.
lucky. As Dance and Jimmy only 2 tenths apart, surely they'll be side by side down to the chicane. Dance just can't quite get enough speed and can't outbrake Aston Martin. Dance with a bit of, no, not even a better exit there. He'll have the DRS assistance, but I think it's going to be a little bit too far back. And can't make a move.
Jimmy, as it stands, stays ahead for the moment. As is lap 23 out of 29, about to be 24 out of 29.
And you can see by Lewis
I'm about
not
to see.
passing Mick, he's lost 4 seconds to his teammate.
So yeah, Lewis may go past Mikkel, though Mikkel does have the EIS on him now. Not much EIS to use though. It will still gain a bit. The gains. stays back for the moment being, but he will have the ass once again to try and get the place. Did lose a bit of time. 6 tenths behind Lewis.
As Dance comes through turn 5, I believe that is. I don't know how the numbering system works over here. 4 or 5.
Oh, and Michael loses it.
Dance again too far back from Jimmy. But Mick's spin there will drop him well and truly out of contention for that 7th place.
Yeah, as I said, if you don't take the hairpin in sector 3 specifically, you land in the walls. That's exactly what happened to Michael though.
Dance is just unable to fight back with Jimmy. As I said, he has very good pace, but struggles as the stint goes on.
Yeah, Dan Super right now, he's struggling really to get past Jimmy. And they're both on the same tyre, just different tyre age by 1 lap. Zakiman still staying on a 20-19 second gap, despite being a mediums, but the mediums are getting more as time goes by. So the only true fight we have at the moment is Dan Super on Jimmy, but also we'll soon see Brandon on Real Pixel. It's catching up. You give me what? 5-second time penalty for Kuna Cutting. Having a good day, Hugo. Brandon gets 3 seconds now. Once again. That should give him 6 seconds now, which technically is safe with Real Pixel. Bilaco spits. And we'll see what he will go on to now. He goes into the stops.
There's only 4 laps to go. Maybe he wants to go for the fastest lap. I guess if he's got nothing else to go for in this race, it's not of any point to meaning. It might be for a bit of fun to see if he can get the fastest lap. And Jimmy, Dance has hit the back of Jimmy through sector 3. Got very close.
Technically. Also, Brandon is going for the move on Real Pixel right now. As we have a spin from Monkey the Brand once again, same corner. And that causes a safety car. Bilakis just made the best call of his life right there. He pit for softs.
Zakiman is in for the...
Now has a pit stop.
So we could see...
So yeah, now I assume...
Zakiman is in, but the others have gone past the pit lane. So potentially they won't be able to box.
Well, Zakiman does have quite a sort of free pit stop, but Bilak has made the best call right there. So I suppose now we could see, as I said previously, the only case for being on softs was in case there was a safety car deployed.
Yeah. I'm surprised that only that spin brought out a safety car.
Brandon stays out. And Real Pixel gets 5 seconds. 5 seconds for spinning in the pit lane. Lewis does pit as well. Because will now gain 2 places as they pit and basically the same lap the safety car.
Staying out once the track
position. Mikael managed, despite being a 19 lap all medium still, and also wing damage, he managed to benefit from the safety car, I guess.
Dance, who will come in? Both of them are into the pits.
Well, yeah, both of them come into the pits.
Dance got very close to the back of Jimmy there. Now it'll all come down to their pit stops. Looks like a very good turning for Dance. There is that manual element to this. Jimmy can't afford to be early or late on the turning. And it was very close.
That was really close. Monkey also comes in, and he comes right in front of them both, and that's lucky because he won't get lapped. That means. Meanwhile, Mikkel let Apollo pass though.
Apollo.
I'm quite unsure on why Brandon, Hugo, and Apollo didn't bet.
Well, Apollo's not in the race, so his AI will not.
So yeah, Brandon and Hugo, both from the Rebel Academy as well. That's
Maybe
quite
they
weird, not gonna
think
lie.
if there's only going to be one
Oh
or
yeah,
two laps,
I
maybe
called
it's
for it.
worth it.
Brandon Pitts gets 5 seconds. At the moment, Hugo is still yet to pit, unless he does want to stay out. So those penalties will certainly give us a different order for the end of the race. Hugo does stay out. And the safety car. What?
There's not
What?
enough laps for the safety car to
Oh
stay
yeah,
out any longer.
right. When did the safety car come out? Like lap 25, right? Or 26.
26, I believe.
Yeah. So okay. Obviously, there's not enough time when the safety car comes out. Lap 26. So I guess Hugo still managed to do quite a good job, but he still didn't manage to catch up on the
Zakiman
rest.
has caught up, so we will see a three-way battle for the win, and Zakiman does not have a time penalty. So, if he
Indeed.
can stay within 3 seconds of the top two, this could be
Then Super already
Zakiman's
going
race.
for the move. On
Already
the inside of turn 1.
And it's really kicking off here.
Oh, and Zakiman really close as well now. Jimmy trying to go for it. He's ghosting to the car right now.
And dance down the
and then
inside,
Super
big
trying
lunge. Reminds me of
to
the
go
Max Verstappen move.
to get the move that. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. And there's no DRS until basically there won't be DRS activated anymore. So it's all about ERS usage. Suddenly, the other drivers won't like it, and the safety car came in.
And there will be no DRS to the end of the race
Yeah,
because of the safety car theory.
a safety car really put a sort of, end to some drivers' races as Dan Super is going for it on the inside once again. Zakiman was spectating there, wanting to have
driving under each other.
yeah. Zakiman maybe wanting to make the move on one of those, but he's just want to stay behind because he knows how much Jimmy is lagging right now.
And there we saw
It's last lap as we speak.
again.
It's the final lap. It's now or never. Zakiman tries to go on the inside. They barely make any contact at all.
Zakiman needs to just stay out of this. He's going to take the win as it is. He just needs to sit behind. Dance Super has pulled gap. Needs to pull another second and a half over Zakiman in order to take the victory himself. Could we see in the McLaren 1-2?
When Jimmy goes quite deep though.
How have they run out of battery already? Safety car only came in.
Yeah, because they're burning it all since lap 27, the end of lap 27. But I guess it's Klee who will take the win for today's preseason testings, unless something else happens.
Oh,
and indeed,
another penalty.
Oh my god, sorry, that's super.
So,
I have to remind myself not to speak anymore at the end, near the end of our race.
On the road, takes the fastest lap of the race. but Zakiman will win due to less penalties.
Well, pretty much the order remain
Yes!
unchanged. Only thing is Zakiman to basically
Yes!
Zakiman got pole, and got the race win as well. Then super fast lap, just placed down to where he started. Brandon Bilakis gets fourth on the line, gets fifth on the line, but due to penalties he gets fourth. Brandon gets dropped to sixth. Lewis fifth. Real Pixel
to get past Hugo on
seventh.
penalties. And Nick gets disqualified over the line.
What for?
What is that? I don't know why.
What is going on in this race?
This lobby is very, very broken.
I never saw that you finish a race and you get disqualified for racing.
I did see that once.
It's motor race.
David had it last season at Britain, and it was due to desync of him picking up penalties that the game didn't give him. So on his screen he didn't get any track limit penalties, but the game thought he got disqualified for track limits. So I think it's the same thing now.
That's your podium then for the precision testings. Because we'll see if the race will get any different for next week.
So that is your tier 3 pre-season testing over and done with, and they will be back same time next week for round 1 again here in Abu Dhabi. Should be a very good battle. We've seen that there are a lot of drivers with the pace to win races, and you will have to join us in a week's time to see that play out. But that's all from us. Thank you very much for tuning in. Apologies for the minor problems at the beginning of the stream, and goodbye.